Things are so bad for Biden that he's in a brawl with the New York Times. Behind the scenes, the paper of record's relation with the president is reportedly tense, beset by grudges and a general lack of trust after publishing a slew of pieces on Joe Biden's age and his son Hunter. Biden World's calling the reporters at the Times arrogant and stubborn for trying too hard to be impartial. In other words, suck up to me more. Some reporters say they've been cut off by their White House sources completely. Think about it. A Democrat president is icing out the Times over negative coverage. The Times hasn't even covered Uncle Bozy. But Times publisher Sulzberger sees it a different way. It's retribution for breaking tradition and not giving the paper of record an interview. The New York Times had this to say, quote, "For anyone who understands the role of the free press in a democracy, it should be troubling that President Biden has so actively and effectively avoided questions from independent journalists during his term. Mr. Biden's granted far fewer press conferences and sit-down interviews with independent journalists than virtually all of his predecessors." Ouch. Trump called the New York Times fake news, but he talked to Times reporters all the time. Probably a little too much. So if the New York Times isn't going to sell the Biden story this year, then who is? More on that in a second. All winning campaigns have one thing in common. They had a good story to tell. But all of Joe Biden's stories are about himself. The kinds of stories so crazy that you can't even question. Last week, Biden told us cannibals ate his uncle. But one of his favorite tales is from his days as a lifeguard in the community pool in Wilmington. The story has everything. Drama, action, characters, our favorites, corn pop, and who could forget, chopped Somali. Today, Biden retold his story by that gleaming Delaware pool when he sat down for an interview with the one and only Howard Stern.
Did you ever save anyone's life when you were a lifeguard? Was anyone ever drowning?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, well, half a dozen times. Usually younger kids, but...
You do the thing with the whistle and then jump in the bathing suit? And
you got it.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was a big pool. There were 7 lifeguard stands.
Wow. See, that would define my... I would brag about that everywhere I went.
Well, by the way, I did it up in Lake Ontario, too, when I was in law school.
The president came full of stories for Stern today. Biden told him about the time he was arrested for standing on a black guy's porch.
I looked at my mom. I said, "Honey, you haven't said anything." She said, "Joey, let me remember." True story. She said, "Remember when they were desegregating Linfield, the neighborhood? There was, 70 homes built at one suburbia. And I told you, and there was a black family moving in, and there was people who were down there protesting. I told you not to go down there, and you went down. Remember that? And you got arrested by standing on the porch with a black family.
Right.
And they brought you back, the police." And I said, "Yeah, Mom, I remember that."
When Biden says true story, that's his tell. That's how you know he's lying. Then he brought us back to his bachelor days.
I got put in that 10 most eligible bachelors list.
Because you were a United States Senator, you were a catch. Yeah.
And so, and a lot of lovely women, but women would send very salacious pictures, and I'd just give them to the Secret Service. I thought somebody would think I was, and I just gave up.
Did Biden have Secret Service when he was a freshman senator? I don't think so. Primetime was hoping that Stern would quiz Biden like Beetlejuice, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. You used to have to be brave to go on Howard Stern. Donald Trump used to go on Howard all the time. Howard said Trump was his best guest. But now Stern show's just a safe place for a guy like Biden, just to tell old stories, whether they're true or not. Nothing wrong with Howard Stern. He's a great interviewer. But if you're really trying to win hearts and minds, you don't skip out on Super Bowl interviews from Fox, CBS, and run away from the New York Times to do interviews with Al Roker or Seth Meyers or Howard. I mean, these aren't political journalists. They're shock jocks, weathermen, comedians. They can't hold a candle to the king of late night. So it's the place you go when you have a fictional story to tell. And the only ones buying the Joe Biden story is Hollywood. Famed director Steven Spielberg has been quietly working with the campaign to direct Joe Biden. Spielberg's been holding strategy sessions, choreographing the president's story. And it's set to premiere at the DNC in Chicago this August. We hope it looks better than this.
Football's boring as hell.
Nobody cares about football because of it.
I mean, I don't need, it's boring.
That's a Biden campaign ad that claims Trump, who owned a football team, doesn't like football. Plus, last fall, Trump was throwing dimes to crowds, remember? Trump's throwing footballs to college kids. He's hanging out at the bodega and construction sites. Biden's telling fake stories in front of fake crowds and fake White House sets. It's all fiction. Joe Biden's the most highly produced candidate in American history. And the White House is more focused on making sure their main character stays on his 2 feet than they are focused on you. They've changed Biden's whole walking routine when he goes to Marine One to hide his gait. Now, every time he walks to and from, he has to do it with a wall of staffers around him, so you don't really notice how he walks. We saw that today. It's about a half a dozen people swarming around the president. It's like the offensive line. You got a fullback, you got a tight end. A lot of blocking for Biden. Biden can't walk, but can he debate? He told Howard today that he can.
I don't know if you're going to debate your opponent.
I am somewhere. I don't know when. I'm happy to debate him.
Oh, he is the debate. That's news. Donald Trump, caged inside of a freezing cold courtroom today, said, let's do it.
I've invited Biden to debate. He can do it anytime he wants, including tonight. I'm ready. Here we are. I invited him to the courthouse that he has us tied up in his administration. We're willing to do it Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, or Friday night on national television. We're ready. Just tell me where. We'll do it at the White House. That would be very comfortable, actually. But you tell me where. But we're ready.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.